You can spend a week in and not see all the exhibitions. But how could you? It's the world's largest museum and offers you about 35,000 objects. Visiting the Louvre with kids may seem a nightmare. But don't be prejudiced. It can succeed if you have an adequate plan and attitude. And why is it work? If I asked you what is the most famous painting of the world, what would you answer? I would say Mona Lisa. Explain. It shows Lisa Giocondo, the wife of a wealthy Florentine merchant. Why Mona Lisa? It's a shortcut from Italian Mia Donna Lisa, which means My Lady Lisa. Francesco del Giocondo ordered this painting to celebrate the birth of their son. But was he aware he was buying immortality for his wife? What else can be on your list? Maybe the statue Venus de Milo. Why don't you imagine a story why her arms are missing? Or the sculpture Nike of Samothrace, who in turn is missing her head as well? Maybe the kids can try to pin how the head could have looked like? Or the portrait Infanta Maria Margareta with the daughter of King of Spain Philip IV by Diego Velázquez. She was only 5 years old when her parents arranged her marriage with an uncle. Second reason for visiting the Louvre is that it is not an ordinary building. It used to be a palace. It's quite surprising. Now the Louvre is a house shared by so many works of art, while it used to belong to one king only, to King of France. The walls you are looking at must have seen many amazing things. Just walk and imagine. And the third reason is that the Louvre is not as boring and unchanged as you may expect from such a historical building. You can see a modern detail, famous glass and metal Louvre pyramid in the main courtyard, serving as the entrance to the museum. Its completion in 1989 aroused a great criticism, lasting many years. What do you think about the pyramid? Was it a good idea to build it?
In 1910, a high-ranking French official declared, "Stealing the Mona Lisa as impossible as stealing the towers of Notre Dame Cathedral." But less than a year later, on Tuesday, August the 22nd, 1911, the papers were full of this incredible story. It became an affair of state that caused havoc in the Chamber of Deputies and shook the government. The painting was nowhere to be found. Certain famous people were suspected, such as the painter Picasso and the poet Apollinaire, who spent 3 days in prison before being proved innocent and set free. Time passed. Weeks turned into months. The investigation was getting nowhere. It wasn't until 2 years later, in the Italian city of Florence, that something finally happened. Buongiorno. I have something to show you. Something extraordinary. What is it? A painting. Can't you bring it here? Impossible. You'll have to come with me. You won't regret it. The mysterious visitor took the antique dealer to his room. You see, I was telling you the truth. Yes, indeed. Very interesting. Don't go away. I need time to think. La vita è bella! And a little later. Who is it? It's me, Jerry, the antique dealer. You're under arrest! The thief, Vincenzo Perugia, was sentenced to prison after a highly publicized trial. This is how he carried out his crime. He'd been given the job of making a display case to protect the Mona Lisa. At closing time on Sunday, August the 20th, 1911, he and 2 accomplices stayed hidden in a storeroom inside the museum. The next day was museum closing day. Perugia casually took down the painting and managed to leave the Louvre without being seen. On January the 4th, 1914, the Mona Lisa was returned to her place in the Louvre. A magnificent party was held to welcome her home.